Tuning into the online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after-shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
When just like that, my whole world was set ablaze by a man dressed as a bat. Now he's here in front of me. It's a dream come true.
I'm just gonna let it ride.
And I'll never forgive myself, Michael, if I didn't ask you.
Would you play with Batman with Michael Keaton? Guys, welcome to our AfterBuzz SNL After Show. I'm your host, Danny Hoyt, and joining me today, ladies, please introduce yourselves.
I am Kimberly Crossman. You can find me at Kim Crossman.
No, I didn't ask you for that.
I was just wanting to put it out there.
Put it out there.
Straight off the bat. Follow me, please. Like for like.
Hashtag like for like, follow for follow.
I am Katie Wilbert. I also am at Things, and well, not it. Don't.
You can find her Twitter handle is Things.
Yeah.
That's not me. So whatever they're saying, it's not affiliated with myself. You can find me at Katie Wilbert on all items of social media.
I love it. And shout out to the moms. We got Julia, Jill, and Lori who pop in and watch sometimes. Hi, moms.
Hi, Mom.
Good
I'll
to
know
see you
if you
guys.
didn't watch this because you won't send me extra love. So
Yes.
Also, shout out to our producer, Jonathan. What's up, man? How you doing?
Hi.
No, get your microphone on. You are part of this show. We are
Yeah.
going to ask you questions. Jonathan, I want to know how people can find you.
What?
How can people find you on the social media World
They
Wide
just
Web?
search Jonathan.
wow, it's
Wow.
just like
That's it.
searching things.
Yeah.
He was an early adopter of everything. Guys, Michael Keaton is back on SNL. It has been, let me do the quick math, 23 years
Correct.
since he was on SNL.
I say that I'm not quite sure.
Are we all born in
but
the 80s here?
No,
90.
90s
90.
and 88.
88. Jonathan, what year were you born?
87.
87. All right, 80s babies. We
I'm
got
the only
And
one not
Danny?
in your cohort.
84. I'm not ashamed of it. You act like it's some big secret.
He's
so
the oldest one.
Oh, thank you for that. I'll wear it as a badge.
Yes. Nice.
He hosted in the 80s, hosted in the 90s, and now the 2000 teens. Do we call it that?
What do we call this era?
Well, there's the 2000s, and now we're in the 2000 teens.
I remember being in 6th grade and someone said that the 2000s were supposed to be called the aughts. And I didn't understand why, but I've never forgotten it.
I thought that was an animal. Anyways, Michael Keaton is back, and I was trying to figure out what he was promoting. He's not really promoting anything. It was just good time. He comes off fresh off his Oscar nom for Birdman, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's not really promoting anything. He's just filling a gap in the SNL timeline.
And people love him.
I
Kelly
secretly...
was so sad that she couldn't be
Yeah,
here because
shout
Kelly
out
is a
to
very,
Kelly.
very big Michael Keaton fan.
Yeah, if you guys remember on the last episode, I asked her live on the air if she wanted to host the show. We were all going to be gone, and then she got some other stuff to attend to with her family, so our thoughts and prayers are with her. She'll be back when she can, so in the meantime, we will try to do you justice, Kelly,
Yes.
for your Michael Keaton love, and our own love for Michael Keaton. Guys, I really liked this episode, I'm not going to lie. I didn't, I'll be honest, part of it was because, I don't think you guys did, but I did, part of it was because my expectation was really low. Also, when I watched it, it was the end of a really long day, where I was very tired, so I was giggle happy.
Aw.
You know what I mean? Like when
Yeah.
like you nothing can bother you, you're already in a good mood, and you just watch something and it just makes you laugh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm fascinated by how today's episode's going to go for a couple of reasons. This is the first time that I haven't watched the episode with either of you and discussed it prior to the
We
show
all watched
by
it separate?
accident. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I am very excited because, you know, Katie and I are almost the same human. So we usually have very similar opinions. So I'm really excited to see where we all sit
Shoot.
on it.
Let's freaking dive in.
You've already said you really loved it.
I mean,
Not all of it.
I liked it and also thought it was super wackadoo. Like that, I
Time
just...
out. Can I call timeout? Jonathan, can I call timeout? Am I allowed to do that? Timeout. Define wackadoo?
wackadoo would be a word to encompass something that is so silly and nonsensical, but I enjoy it, but I'm not sure why.
That is a great... Stop it right there. Best definition of wackadoo I've ever heard in my life.
Thank you.
Yep.
I don't think it's in the dictionary, but I'm really hoping someone picks it up and then gives me credit.
Write it down, Instagram it, make that a video. That's an
Wackadoo.
incredible description for wackadoo.
Thank
Okay.
you.
She's the girl who invented wackadoo.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny, continue.
Who's
I
your
digress.
roommate? Yeah, she's the girl who invented wackadoo. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Let's dive right into the cold open.
Okay.
We're 5 minutes in the show. Let's
Yes.
get in the cold open. We open with a press conference where Duke coach Mike, do you guys know how to say the last name? I do, because I'm a huge Duke fan. Shout out to my Duke Blue Devils who won the national championship last night.
Sport.
Yeah.
Mike Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski. Can you say it? It's like Krywsczewski.
Is he from? Is that like Poland? Where's
I don't know,
the
but
origin?
he coaches Duke.
Krzyzewski. I was having trouble even just pronouncing Jaleel Okafor.
Jaleel Okafor, you're close.
I was so close.
So we opened this press conference where, and mind you, there was a pun in here because half an hour before SNL started, so the Final Four happened Saturday, and then the championship game was last night, Monday. And so when this sketch aired was literally right after the Wisconsin-Kentucky game, which Kentucky was the overall like #1 pick, favored to win the whole thing. Wisconsin upsets Kentucky, so they put a little pun in about that.
Okay.
But this sketch is more about the other two teams, about Duke and playing in the national championship, which was last night. Jaleel Okafor is the projected #1 pick in the NBA draft. He played as a freshman. I don't know if you guys saw this. There's a picture of his hand holding a basketball, and his fingers span the entire ball. It'd be like that. It's ridiculous. The guy's gonna make buku like millions of dollars.
I was just picturing
Yeah.
his hands on a body.
Yeah, and I went further.
On a
I
body?
went,
On a body.
That's
I
wackadoo.
went further than that and was in the gutter. So we'll keep
I just
moving.
was like,
you know what
how-
they say?
And then I got intimidated.
All right. Anyways.
You continue, Danny. We'll just sit here and cheer you on.
The conference is about the fact that Coach K has to hold out Jaleel Okafor because he has a biology test, and instead he's going to play Steve, played by Bobby Moynihan. Did you guys like the sketch?
Things I did like about the sketch were the wardrobe and the wigs. Great job.
Things you didn't like about this sketch.
I also loved the line, I majored in volcanoes. That to me
Majored in volcanoes. You
was-
couldn't even say it.
the funniest thing ever. Because I feel like, and we can talk about this when it comes up organically, but the undercurrent of all sketches having something to do with science, or maybe I was the only one who
they did.
picked up on that.
Do you know who said the line about volcanoes? Not the actual SNL actor who he was portraying.
No.
Someone actually said this in real life.
No, but like who he was portraying that says this. Charles Barkley.
No.
Who Charles Barkley is.
Is he something
He's
to do
this
with sports?
Singer.
Cool.
Oh, great.
Guys, I'm working with two A+, top of the line, knowledgeable people,
Sports.
entertainment industry here. Charles Barkley, great commentator.
Gnarls Barkley.
You throw us
is
under
who
the
I
bus.
was
You
thinking
knew we
of.
did not know the answer to that.
100% I knew that. That was perfect. It was a
Good,
setup.
Great.
I especially don't follow college sports. No offense.
Charles
I'm just
Barkley,
from Nebraska. They are big
I'm
on college
really
sports.
failing here.
he played at Auburn, and then he also played in the NBA for years. He played for the Phoenix Suns.
Okay.
Most notably is kind of what he's known for. Before that, he played for the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'm gonna remember this always now.
He never won a championship, though. He gets a lot of crap for
What
it.
a bummer, Charles.
That's right, though.
Barkley.
He is my favorite commentator for any across all sports platforms. Jonathan, you a sports
Okay.
guy? Do you like Charles Barkley?
Yes.
He is fantastic. The stuff that comes out of this man's mouth, that's why they did the volcanoes thing. You never know what comes
okay.
out of his mouth. He's ridiculous.
Oh,
Great.
great.
He would be wackadoo.
He'd be wackadoo.
Yes.
Great. I love it.
On
Charles
a
Barkley.
like an all-time basis, he's wackadoo.
Okay.
Anyways, I liked this sketch. I thought it was funny. It's topical. It was a different cold open. I thought it was good.
I had no emotional attachment due to my lack of understanding of basically most of this, obviously.
Okay.
But I did like the line, college is the most important year of your life.
Do you know why that's funny?
I do know why that's
Why
funny.
did you like that line?
Well, I went to college and I was in college for 6 years. So I
Okay.
found it funny for an ironic reason.
Okay.
But I know they're talking about... I do know that there's been a lot of conversation about college sports and how much pressure they put on them, and that there's some shady stuff
You're
that
close.
goes on with
So
college
a lot of these
sports.
players, the requirement is they have to play 1 year in college basketball before
Right.
they can go to the NBA. You can't skip college basketball anymore. a lot of these players, they call it one and done, or people jumping. So they go to a school, they play 1 year, and then they go to the NBA, like Jaleel Okafor, which is what everybody predicts he'll do, because he can play 1 year and then he can go make umpteen millions of dollars in the NBA for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That's why they say it's the best year of your life. That's why.
That makes sense.
Yeah. But I like that you found a new way to find it funny.
I was like, oh, that's so funny.
That's so funny because I went for 6.
Because really, it's so ironic.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 6 years. They're called doctors.
I took my time.
That's a quote
and
from
I
Tommy Boy.
traveled
That's not a knock on you.
New Zealand, and I had
we were hanging out in New Zealand.
That's a quote from Tommy Boy. I'm not knocking on you. That was purely a joke. And he's 9 years in the quote. So
Thank you.
let's move
So
on.
the cold open.
Let's move on to the opening monologue. Can we play that song again? Do you still have it queued? Can we just talk about the whole opening monologue while he plays, will you play Batman with us, Michael Keaton?
I gotta get it loaded back up.
Guys, that's fine. Take your time. This is maybe one of my favorite opening monologues of the season because it was weird and it was funny, and then it ends with this crescendo of what you want to see Michael Keaton do. Say, I'm Batman.
Showtime.
Showtime. What'd you guys think?
I know I have a thing about opening musicals. However, I will say what I really enjoyed was that the singing was happening around the host, and it was an ode to the host, and that at the end, everyone came out and was clapping and singing. And I actually, I discussed this with my friend Kevin McGeehan, shout out to you, that it was really ensemble, and that was really nice to see everybody like on stage singing, and it had a lot of good energy to open the show, and I kind of liked that they were just loving on Michael Keaton, so I didn't mind it. I liked it.
Kimberly.
I don't think I loved it. I think I kind of wanted him to get involved a little bit. I know it was going against the grain by him not being involved. I think I just wanted, it played the same beat for me a little bit too much, but I liked the song. It was catchy. I was singing it afterwards. My favorite part was the cutaways to when they had included him in their game, so they like had Michael Keaton that like put him on.
That was
Ring
awesome.
Batman.
That was great.
So I did like a lot of it. I definitely wouldn't say it's one of my favorite openings. So
Interesting. I just like Jay Farrell coming in the Beetlejuice costume and then opening his shirt when he walked off. There were a lot of elements to it that I found funny, and I really loved the tag at the end where he says, okay, and he does it, I'm Batman. It's showtime. Did you love that? You got it up?
Up there.
Oh,
There
yes.
it is.
You ready?
Yes.
Yes.
So ready. Born ready.
I was 7 years old when just like that, my whole world.
Can you skip to the part where Jay Farrell comes? Just skip forward like 30 seconds.
I
or
like
something
that they
like
kept playing that game with Jay Farrow that they do on Parks and Rec in The Office. Like
Which
he
is
was
what?
the Jerry and the Toby of the sketch.
Yeah.
They just kept shouting.
Yeah, and they just yell at him.
Yeah, I loved that.
I like the energy. This.
yes,
Yeah, you know?
Yes, because Taryn and Bobby really committed to.
Yeah, they did.
All right, that's good. Thanks, Jonathan.
Also, their impression of the two characters from Beetlejuice was uncanny.
Yep. Yep.
That wardrobe and costume,
That-
like,
yeah.
props.
this
it was so
whole
good.
episode, I think they did really, really well.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good note.
So the next sketch, we see the CNN newsroom where CNN is using their ace team to basically reenact these sketches. Obviously, by the way, you're laughing. I'm guessing you guys liked this.
What did
Tell me
you-
why,
what
Kimberly.
He didn't.
Oh, you didn't? How
I
we're
didn't
so
say- I
different.
never-
Maybe
you
we should
guys.
never watch the show not together again.
Kimberly, tell me why you liked this. It's all over your face.
I liked this for a lot of reasons. First of all, it ends with a cat tag. I find nothing more funnier than cats,
As
especially
Hillary
when
Clinton.
there's a cat being Hillary Clinton. Dying of laughter. I love the reenactment thing, and I think it's so true. You know, you get these like stupid cutaways in news, so I thought the whole premise of it was really clever, something I hadn't seen before. And I think when it was playing out, I was like, oh yeah, I find that funny. And I've never spoken about it or vocalized it. The dance troupe.
Wait, well, let's
gag-
get to that. Let's get to that. Let's talk about the first two first.
Oh, okay. Well, I started at the end then, so I've done the whole thing backwards and wrong. Yeah, I thought this was done great and executed really well. The door handle.
This was the best. The struggle is so real for that.
Yeah.
hand.
And I like that they went back to the hand.
Yes.
Yeah, to use
the
it again.
callback was so good.
Yeah, and well, what I found interesting, did you guys hear how loud the crowd was laughing during this?
Yes.
I don't know if
Okay,
I
didn't
can
notice it,
remember the
but-
crowd laughing that loud during a sketch. where I noticed it. Like,
Okay.
they were laughing so loud
Yeah.
that I audibly thought to myself, oh, the crowd. And I said to my roommate, Phil, and I was like, do you hear the crowd? Like, they're laughing.
I heard one guy in particular at one part do one of those like ha type laughs that
He did
you
a
wouldn't
Kimberly
hear.
crescendo?
Yes, but you wouldn't normally hear that like on a laugh track. So
Yeah.
it felt really lively.
I also liked the tinkling joke. Did you catch that?
Yes, I caught the tinkling.
Ping or tinkling? I thought that was good.
I like that they were poking fun at CNN because that's all they've been talking about, right? Is the airplane.
Yeah, they were for a long time. I think they've shifted off a little bit, but yeah, they were.
And then being like, and apparently there's more news going on in
yeah.
the world.
That
And
was
the
clever.
puppets, like, I
puppets are
just
great.
thought it was pretty wackadoo and great.
But let's be real. Kimberly, it's your time to talk about it. The best part of the sketch.
The cat tag.
No, right before the cat tag. The dance.
Oh, the dance.
In the chef
Sorry, I was
hat.
like, wait, did I? That was the funniest.
But it got there. Like, it didn't start there. It got there. He
No.
was just saying no.
Oh, it built. I think
and then
it built
to where he was
perfectly.
like,
Yes.
he was like,
And they continued to dance while she's in a different part of the screen to me, which was great because I felt like that's commitment to something because it could have easily stopped and cameras could have panned off
Sure.
them, but they just kept going to where it got completely wackadoo and
Yeah.
crazy. But that to me was so funny and I just
It
his
started
No.
so simple, and it was
Yes.
so.
yeah, it had a good build.
So I say this all the time on the show, but I like when sketches continue to build. They don't have one note. They continue to add elements. So to your point, yes, even though I cannot stand cats, the cat tag was great.
Oh yeah,
Can
because
you
it
really not stand cats?
I don't really have anything against them. I think it's just popular to not like cats, so I don't
Oh,
like them.
okay. Oh, you could have really given us a backstory. of
yeah,
really.
yeah.
In my youth, I was.
I broke my arm once, and if I
yeah.
told you the story, it involves a cat and their teeth and a cup of coffee.
Ooh,
Crazy.
story I want to hear.
It is.
I thought it was great, and that's
I thought it was a great way
yeah.
to talk about topical stuff that's been going on in a very funny, different way with cartoons and dancing.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know how they got that cat to wear that wig and just be so brilliant at that role. That was
really
commitment.
You mean Hillary Clinton?
Hillary Clinton the cat, so good.
Let's move on to the next one, the Mike
Yes.
O'Brien picture. We don't get to see Mike O'Brien's, I'm going to call it genius because I think he is a genius for a certain niche of people. I didn't particularly like this one, but I think it's very creative what he does. They brought him back. So last year, if you guys remember, there were 6 brand new cast members brought on last year. Not all of them made it through to the season, but Mike did, and he shifted to being, from being more of a central character as an actor to being more of a writer and then doing short films like this. He doesn't get to do them often. He did one with a cat roach cat roach. I'm talking about cats so much I called it a cat roach instead of a cockroach.
Oh my gosh, I was sitting here like, why
What's
have I
a
not
cat
seen
roach?
this? I was like,
I thought so
my
too.
eyes literally were like,
It's just a Freudian slip.
Yeah, it was a Freudian slip. He did it with a cockroach where it was like visiting New York City. So he's done some really fun ones. I love that they brought this in. I don't think they do it enough. However, this one fell a little short. But he's a 6th-year student who takes a $200 bet to get his teacher, Michael Keaton, to go to prom with him.
It's a She's All That parody.
Basically, yeah. Which, rest in peace to Heath Ledger. I love that movie so
yes,
much.
so good.
It's not in
Wait,
that.
10 Things I Hate About You, not She's
That's-
All That. Isn't it 10 Things I Hate About You
He's
parody?
in,
Oh, She's All That is Freddie Prinze Jr.
She's All That is Freddie Prinze Jr.
Oh, I got 'em
and
mixed up. You're
the
right.
girl, and that's what the glasses
With the
joke
glass-
was.
got
is
it.
She takes the glasses off, and suddenly
she's
she's
hot.
so beautiful.
Why was I thinking 10 Things I Hate About You? Do they
It's
do
a
that?
similar. It's a
Oh,
bet.
okay.
I
There's,
mean,
you
it's
know, bets.
every teen movie ever.
There's always some bet about some girl that you have to change, and then she gets her feelings hurt. Anyways, this one, I hate to keep using this word, and then I don't
Use
hate
a
to
different
keep
one.
using it. It was Wackadoodle Town, is what it felt to me.
Yeah.
Because it was funny, but it was also just, I wanted to know how they got to writing this. That was my big question. Like, how did they go, you know what's so great is we're going to do a She's All That parody, but they take the teacher to prom.
I think it was funny that he took the teacher to prom. Like, that in itself is funny. There were some things that I felt like could have played out farther.
Yeah.
Like, Vanessa Bayer's character was really funny.
She reminded me of Lady Gaga.
Why?
I don't know why. There was something about her. I just kept seeing like, I
Is
don't
it
know.
her vocal tone or something?
It may have been her tone and just the way her hair was. I'm not sure.
She was really funny, though. She
Yeah.
plays
Why was
that
she going to bed
character
so
well.
early?
I don't know, but
I'm
that,
just gonna
that's
Why?
a funny
Like,
spin-off.
what time do you go to bed?
She went to bed at 7:30.
7:30. That was funny to me, and just the slow pan look, and then
Yeah.
she just stares a little too long, and then walks out.
It was so random.
You
That's
know,
Mike
good.
O'Brien.
I think I find humor in expected humor. So this was obviously set up. The beats were all there because they're the same beats of every teen movie ever. There's
Sure.
a slow open of the door. There's the disappointment. There's the overhearing conversation. So although I knew exactly what was going to happen, me in the way that I find funny, when that's rewarded and those things happen, I find that really good. So I actually really liked this sketch because I felt like I knew what was going to happen going into it. I liked that they took a spin on it. But then I find Not Another Teen Movie and Scary Movie and things like that really funny because I know what I'm going to get from it, and I'm happy to sit there. So
All right.
It's a win.
I'll
in
stand.
Kimberly's
I'll
book.
stand by it.
Stand by it. The next sketch, Your Grandmother. It's a parody of a phone sex operator played by Sashir. The twist is she makes it a grandmother hotline. My favorite part about the sketch is the weird poses she came back to and just held. She's like,
Oh yeah.
like while she's talking, it was so weird. That was maybe my favorite part of the sketch, but I don't know. Did you guys like this?
I found it relatable. So
Yes.
I did see this twice because in the time that I wasn't fully watching it with Kimberly, I did see moments of this. So when I had the opportunity to watch it twice, I really caught onto what they were saying, and I wrote so many lines down and put like, ha ha ha, so true.
All right, read them off.
So
Top two.
where was it? Oh, yeah, I sent you 50 pairs of shoes. And she sends it to the wrong address. I just was like, I don't know how many times that I would tell my Oma, like, when I was 10, I love these chocolates. And then for every holiday or not holiday, I would get, like, buckets of these kinds of chocolates. Just an overwhelming amount of chocolate
trigger
that I
real life
once
memories. Sure.
liked. And then I loved the, if you're feeling adventurous, why not ask to talk to your grandfather? He's outside,
Yeah,
but
check
he'll
your
come
grandfather,
inside
too.
for you. And that's something that my Oma always did. Oma is German for grandma, by the way. And
German.
she would always be like, okay, hold on, let me go get your Opa. He's in his workshop, in his garage. I always do German as Indian. And so I just think there's so many things in this that I felt were real in what I've experienced with my grandparents, that it was enjoyable for me to watch in a way that I didn't necessarily laugh out loud, but like was smiling the whole time. Like, aren't grandparents so wonderful?
Yeah.
Kimberly, what'd you think?
Well, I'm laughing because you wrote the line that it was 50 pairs of shoes. I just thought they'd sent 50 pairs. Like just pairs of fruit. So I'm laughing at like,
See, I thought it was 50 pairs also. That's what I heard.
oh.
I heard what? Like I heard 50 pairs.
No, she said, did you get the box of shoes? And
I
then-
swore she said 50 pairs.
Uh-oh.
It was just 50 pairs.
Oh,
I want to
box
know
of
now.
shoes. Oh, no. So it was a box of shoes. There were 50 pairs. And we must have only
but it
heard
could
50
be
pairs.
it could be 50 pairs, like PEAR.
That's what I thought it
Figure this
was.
out. Chat
Well,
roll? Can someone help us?
Can someone help us?
Yeah, you guys.
EDM 70 something?
Whatever it was, I thought that was funny because that's funny. I liked the can't hear gag, and I love the leaving the phone off the hook. And once again, I think if you have a relatable memory, you would have gotten more out of the sketch. My nana used to do that. She'd go, "Okay, I'll just get her," and then just leave the phone off the hook, so you can't call back because the phone's off the hook, and so you're uncontactable. So I thought that was really funny. I thought that I wrote that I liked the build, but the tag could have been stronger. So I don't know what the tag was at the end. I can't quite remember it, but I felt like they'd done such a build of
It was
things.
the pants. She had these giant Mickey Mouse pants
Oh,
on.
okay,
And her
yeah.
grandma was like, you need me to take them back? Like, we can get a different size. And she's
Sure.
like, no, they're good. And that's basically how
Oh.
it ended.
Okay.
But it wasn't super...
I think when
Strong, I guess.
it was a long sketch and it took so long to
Yeah.
get there that maybe I was hoping that the payoff would have been something funny, or maybe the paradox of then a grandparent ringing the grandchild or something like that. So I don't know.
I'm looking, I'm scrolling. It did come up in Google, 50 PEARS.
Damn it. How did I hear shoes? I'm just making... I just
Well, I
thought
thought
the
that was
idea of 50 pairs of shoes. That's so many
Here it is,
shoes.
Yes, okay, the grandmother phone line commercial benefited from McKinnon again. Her granny's revelation that she sent her grandson a gift of 50 pairs. That's it. To the wrong address.
Oh, okay,
It
yeah.
was just pairs.
Damn.
That's all right though. I like that you straight
I
went
just
to
really
pairs of
imagine.
shoes.
And I like that
so
I felt
many
like
shoes.
I felt silly. I felt silly.
All right, let's move on to the next sketch. We spent a lot of time on that guy. The boss comes in. Michael Keaton is an out-of-touch boss who's giving weird random input to these commercial ideas. Guys, I found this wackadoo, and I loved it. Like when he's like,
Great.
whiz one past me. Yeah, she has huge knockers, right?
Yeah.
Like he was fixating on the weirdest wrong things, and I kind of like that. Because I picture bosses, like I've had bosses that have done this.
Okay.
That are just like a little out there, and they kind of like, you're telling them a story and they're like, oh yeah, so you went to bed. No, that's just setting the story for when I went to bed and then I had a bad dream. I'm trying to tell you about the dream. He's like, so you went to bed? What time? No.
Focusing
Past
on the
that.
wrong
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Right. I really like this. I thought, I mean, people interjecting with shit ideas is funny to me.
Yeah.
So I think that's,
Sorry, Mom.
sorry, Mom.
I have
And
nothing to apologize for.
yeah, so I think the idea of it is really funny. I said that it was only 2 beats and perhaps needed a third because they had like these 2 stories. I thought maybe it would come to something else. And then I wrote that I think workplace comedies are not done that often in SNL from my experience seeing it in like that kind of work environment setting of a boardroom or something. And I find them funny, but not from personal experience because I've never worked in a proper job, a real job.
Did you like the beat
I'm an
of
actor.
that his belly kept bleeding?
Oh, I didn't get that.
so
I wrote, I didn't
odd.
get the belly button gag.
He got his belly button pierced,
Right.
Which just further adds to why, like, how weird and strange he is.
Sure.
But it kept bleeding, and like I liked that it kept just.
It was so
I did not like it. I
strange.
just didn't. I was like, I don't get where, but sure, yeah. So I guess the
Yeah.
whole theme of it is there are all these like crazy. It's like they went on shuffle. I feel like the writing team was on shuffle, and they're like, you know what, we'll do everyone's ideas.
I feel like they gave Michael Keaton a ton of very, very bizarre characters. They were
he
funny
plays
and
bizarre
he
really well.
executed it so well. But that's what I noticed by the time I got to the very end of the episode, I was like, he played a lot of odd people.
He did.
Like,
So, well, you
obviously,
guys are
they're always
actors, so do you
characters,
think he
but-
was improvising something? Because I didn't notice him looking at cue cards. I noticed him sitting there and committing to roles. He was playing characters. Like,
Well,
do you
I
think he
mean,
was improvising?
I don't think they're really allowed to improv a lot on
Yeah, they
SNL, though.
If they trust the people, they'll give him space to improv that, or at least they'll
A
give him like
little bit, but
ideas.
for the
Go with
most
this
part-
theme and do this, and they'll do it. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think most of it's really scripted, though. Like, it's not often that they go off book. Because there's so much money and time and stuff that most
Mm. Sure.
people... Not saying he didn't, but just, I don't know how much he would have.
He wasn't looking at cue cards in that sketch.
If he's an actor, though, he would know what he had to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like some of that was improv. We'll never know.
We
It
could
goes-
call
it
him
remains
up and
unsolved.
ask him.
Next sketch, and I really am excited to talk about this one. The Church of Neurotology music video. It's a docu-video mocking, obviously, the Scientology doc Going Clear that was released recently, which, by the way, I heard was fantastic.
I haven't seen
And
it
people
yet.
are getting sued. They're getting sued left and right.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
bet they
am
are.
very excited to see Going Clear. If you guys have seen it, please tell people to watch it because I hear it's fantastic. So I'm very excited to see it. This couldn't have been done better, in my opinion.
I
Agreed.
agree. Oh my
Literally could-
goodness!
Yay, we all
Guys!
agree.
This is
Jonathan,
why we're all best friends.
Did you see this?
A world
If
of
But I'm
there's-
gonna agree.
If there is, so I'll be
Good
honest.
man.
I'll be honest, and everybody that's watching, I'll be honest. If there is one thing I say to watch from this entire episode, it's this.
Yes.
It's shareable. It's gotten digital traction already. I think it will continue to grow
Yeah,
as the
yeah.
Scientology story becomes bigger. But if there's one thing I would say to watch this.
good.
The best part about this, and I'll tell you mine, and then I want to hear your guys' is the where are they now type things. The
Yes.
singer's like in a hole. So for those of you, if you're just listening, it's this, and if you just saw it or you're trying to remember, but basically it's this thing, and they're showing these different people, basically like they're a choir, an orchestra, and they're on these rising bleachers, and so you're seeing all them like singing and moving, and then it points little arrows to each person and tells like a where are they now. So some of them, it would point and it'd say in a hole. This person is thrown off a boat. This one blackmails gay actors.
Dead of pink eye.
Oh my gosh, what were some of the
Died
other
of
ones?
Missing.
Just missing
Missing.
since
Like-
1992.
And then they point to the lead guy who's Taron Killam, who looks crazy.
Super crazy.
And they say that he like drop kicked or like punted this lady like a football.
Oh yeah,
once.
once punted this lady like a football.
He's
Left
so
for
nutty.
Scientology. Like,
So good.
I haven't seen the Going Clear thing, but it's been. and I think this is something that I struggle with too. Like, I feel like I'm in touch with pop culture, but there's often things like the sports thing that I've missed. So the fact that I've been witness and privy to so many conversations about the Scientology doco, I'm glad that I got it straight off the bat, understood what they were doing, and they executed it so well that I thoroughly enjoyed it. I love the costuming, even the fact it was shot grainy almost.
Yeah, they had it looking so 90s VHS, which was such a good touch.
Such a good touch.
They really took their time with it to be perfect.
Perfect.
and it
This
was.
is good. If you
It
haven't
was
seen it,
perfect.
I will tweet it out tonight. So you can
Okay.
find it on my Twitter at Danny Hoyt. I will tweet it out again tonight, the link to it, because it's absolutely
It was
fantastic.
the highlight of the show
Yes.
for me.
Yeah, me too. Carly Rae Jepsen, song number 1. Let's just do both songs in one.
Yeah.
Song
Sure.
number 1 was I Really, 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 Really Like You. I love this song, and I'm surprised it doesn't get more radio play. And the second song was All That, which whenever I hear All That, I still think of the show All That used to be on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, how
which
Oh,
is-
that was so great.
All that, all
Oh, that's actually, it's coming back to my brain now
Yeah.
because you did that.
yeah.
You did it really, that's really pretty.
Oh, thanks, I appreciate
That's
it.
okay.
So I loved the first song. I thought it was. There's not much more you can ask. Everybody thought Carly Rae was a one-hit wonder. Her first song that went hot, I believe it was 2011, 2012, a couple years ago. I think it was 2012.
I'm in that viral video, everyone.
Are you really?
She is.
Tell us what you're in. I know, but tell everybody what you're in.
The viral video that made that song popular.
Call
Which
Me
is?
Maybe.
Call Me
is the
Maybe.
song.
Describe
Oh,
the
sorry.
viral video. I'm giving you a platform.
Oh, well, I mean, everyone knows it. It's just the song with all famous people around our age in it, pretty much. So, yeah.
It's not the actual music video. There's a viral video.
Yeah, there's
So
a viral
how
video
would
that
people find
launched
this?
it. I think Google it and it would have like
Google what?
Call Me Maybe. I don't know. Call Me Maybe unofficial. I feel like I'm being cornered.
I know. I just want you to
Unofficial
explain
music
it
video.
better. Unofficial music video.
Well, I would imagine that everyone saw it. That maybe that's an assumption that
never
I'm
saw it.
making. You never
Daniel
saw
didn't
it?
see
No.
it, so it didn't go viral.
Oh, well, then obviously not. I'm sorry. Well, we'll have to show you later. I'm in about a second of it, and it was probably the most exciting 48 hours on my Twitter or Facebook. Instagram didn't even exist then. It got crazy. So a friend of ours, Alfredo Flores, who does all of Justin Bieber's videography, and that was kind of his platform, he made the video of us and tagged all of our Twitters at the end of that video, and it just went insane.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
So then, would I be safe to say that you are a Carly Rae Jepsen fan?
Oh yeah, I love her, and I think that she's great, and I think that she did a really interesting thing in her career by doing Broadway for a little bit and a couple of other plays to kind of give her that
That's cool.
platform.
Yeah.
That is cool.
I mean, I think her I'm always gonna. I think for the SNL too, I'm always gonna enjoy the rhythm of pop music more, and I think that SNL, the way that its rhythm is, I always find it interesting when they have such an opposing rhythm of song choice. Although I appreciate it and appreciate all live music and performances, I think that the thing that this Carly Rae did do is keep that in such a wackadoo show.
Yeah.
She kept that energy up. I don't think the performances were, 5 stars. I don't know what else she could have really done, but
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't sitting there being like, this is the best performance ever.
I think with the first one, there's not much more. I wrote this. There's not much more you can ask for a performer with a hit song on the first one. She performed it. She sang well. It sounded good.
Yeah.
She's not a dancer. She's not going to have theatrics.
Yeah.
It's just a really good hit summer song.
Sure.
Maybe it'll get bigger as the summer grows. But Katie, you and I said this. The second song, All That.
I used that moment to go to the bathroom and change into my pajamas.
Yeah, it was kind of like it missed a beat. It felt like a song for me that I would roller skate backwards with my girlfriend's hands in 8th grade at the roller skating rink too. Like it was like,
Oh, lucky
You
8th
were a
grade
talent.
girl.
yep.
You can roller skate backwards?
Oh yeah.
That felt slightly unconfident.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We're going to make you do that.
Are just
I'm going to make him do
listening,
it.
You couldn't see his face, but there was
I
a
can-
look of unconfidence that I could see.
No,
through
listen.
Daniel.
I can roller skate backwards. I can roller blade backwards, and I can ice skate backwards. I played hockey, so of course I
Goodness.
can.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Didn't
then I'm
know
not
that.
going to question your.
There we
Okay.
go.
I didn't know this.
Now you know.
We're
But that felt
learning
like
so much.
It felt like one of those jams when you're in middle school. It's like
Sure.
those like
What-
voices of theory, like no, that I want to say it. Like it's felt like one of. I'm singing a lot.
You're
today.
doing a lot of singing today. You sound great.
Thanks.
We described it as an album track, one of those ones that falls between the couple of hits that you like if you're a big
it was
fan.
the
But
song-
It's like track number 8.
yeah,
Yeah, it was definitely the
Sure.
one song on Spice Girls that I always skipped.
Well, to Carly's credit, she played this really well. She released it on iTunes directly after. She announced on Twitter, this is on iTunes. It will be her second single, and it will be on her new album that comes out. I don't actually know if they've released the date it comes out, but it comes out later this year. So
Good job, Carly Rae.
good for her. Yes. She has leveraged herself, and she's become more than a one-hit wonder, which is a lot of people
cool.
can't say. So that's
Really
great.
good.
Weekend update. I don't know. Is there any jokes you guys want to talk about before Pete Davidson came on?
Sure.
Is there any jokes that stuck out to you?
Well, I'm actually really, really excited that Game of Thrones is going to be coming back on. So I enjoyed the Game of Thrones joke, which was that it's softcore porn with 100 hours of backstory.
I wrote that too.
Separate from the guests, is there any jokes that Michael or Colin delivered that are separate from the guests?
Yes. That Hillary...
Did Jebediah say that, or was that actually something?
You know what? That was Jebediah.
Yeah.
Yes. I liked the moment where they were talking about Hillary Clinton and that they made the joke that she sent it from her Benghazi cover-up device.
Oh, yeah, her iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good joke, because I'm wondering what's up. Like, Hillary looked like such a front runner for the Democratic Party, and now she's having this little stumble.
She kept doing her whole denial of, like, I don't know if I will or will not be running, but, and then suddenly there's this whole drama.
Dilemma.
I like, and this probably says more about me being completely desensitized to everything, but I found the child slavery joke really funny. Too funny. Too funny. The one about smoking, the child who's given up smoking, and then he makes the joke of being like, it'll be more of a more stress of working in a sneaker factory. Like, I didn't even know I found child slavery amusing. So
but you laughed.
I laughed like, that is so funny.
Did you guys ever see the video of that kid? If it's the same kid, but he's like...
I haven't.
4 years old, and he looks like a bowling ball, and he's sitting on the porch, and he's just smoking. Jonathan, have you ever seen this video? It went viral. It's this kid. I saw it come across my Facebook. But he's just like... He's puffing cigarette. And he smokes like a pack to 2 packs a day. Ooh. So I assume they're talking about the same kid because it was in a foreign country and he was just sitting on the deck like in a diaper.
Hopefully there's not multiple videos of children just chain smoking.
So let's talk about the two guests. The first one, Pete Davidson, comes on as the resident young person on the cast to talk about The Walking Dead. And we get a guest cameo, which I love. I actually am about to start Walking Dead, which I'm very excited. So don't judge me for this. I'm about to start it, but I know that's Norman Reedus, and he plays Daryl on the show. I do know this. Don't give me any spoilers, please.
I won't. I didn't finish this last season, so I am still catching up, but I won't say anything other than it's a great show, and they have developed wonderful characters.
But I did like that. I did like that little cameo. That was a good cameo.
I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah.
Did you like his just being him stoned guy?
No. This one fell way short for me.
Okay, cool.
That cameo saved it because he was, the first time he came on the season, he was very funny. He was very funny to me, and I was like, this kid... And he was maybe one of my favorites on the Justin Bieber roast. If you guys haven't seen it yet, you got to watch it. Pete Davidson... It was like he came on and people were like, who is this kid? Like, he's the new cast member on SNL. He killed it. Killed it. So I think he's kind of riding that high, except this fell short. So it's a little frustrating for me. But
I just don't really find weed jokes very funny, actually.
Yeah.
I just think, like, as far as low-hanging fruit goes, I, like, don't find stoned people funny. I don't know. I just feel like...
What's a slow pace and...
Yeah. It just makes my brain go slow because I'm like... Stoned people.
Sure.
It's the same gag. Like, then there was a unicorn, you were stoned. So,
the next guest, though, recurring guest, we love Taron Killam as Jebediah Atkinson. I love every time he comes on. I get a little afraid because he does the same thing that it was going to get old to me because I really enjoyed the first time he came on. Like my cheeks hurt. I was laughing so hard. And then the second time, he always has a moment where something happens with him flipping one of the cards or yelling next, and he almost breaks character. It happens every time, and it never fails to make me laugh. And then this time when he throws it and the one goes extra far and he's like, keep it as a souvenir. Like he riffs off into little improv moments.
His asides were great. And I felt like he was having so much fun
this
time, especially. And I think that's what made me really love this character this time. The first time I saw it, I didn't understand what was happening until I started getting the joke. And I was like, oh, this is great. But this time I really, really fell in love with this character. But I think it's because he was having so much fun doing it.
He was on fire this episode. He crushes it.
And the part where he gets mad back at the audience and then holds it. Yeah, he held held it extra
held
long,
it really
to where
long.
his face almost started getting red, and I was like, he's having so much fun.
I paused it and tried to do the face, like it was like his...
Yes.
Yes. So pretty.
Thank you.
I feel like the last time we saw him, we struggled with it because it was after like the MTV Awards or something, right? And he just ripped into everyone.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
the character.
Yeah.
I totally understand it. I think I struggle getting on board with such a negative character that's like bagging everything, and that's the humor. So I think I get a little tentative and uncomfortable. I think it's a hard character to play because you are just openly ripping on everyone. But I think he committed to it really well. And I think I enjoyed it a lot more this time than I did when because he had some pretty, like, he went far
There
last
were
time. There was like
last
against
time that
Elvis,
were
Madonna,
extremely
Lady Gaga.
personal, that we
Yeah.
all were like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm not them, but it hurts.
Yeah. But yeah.
Weird science inventions, the next sketch.
Whoa, wackadoo
What
time.
was
This
this?
was definitely wackadoo.
With real eyes.
But I
my-
kind of found myself giggling, like, oh
Yeah.
my, like it was
Yes.
awkward humor. It turned in from wackadoo to awkward, and it was so random. I feel like there was definitely a running theme of random in this, but this was very
Science random though.
Yeah. Again,
Where
yeah.
Where was
Science
Bill
random.
Nye?
What was the tag she kept saying? Well, once he adds a science to it.
Yeah, he hasn't added the science.
He hasn't added the
yet.
science yet.
Yeah.
She had a really great way of pronouncing certain words and saying certain sentences in this that were especially funny, that if you were to read it on a script, you wouldn't find funny.
She does this accent for a couple of other characters. She does it for like the hag lady that she smokes a cigarette. She does.
Kind
It's
of
a
like
similar
it goes
one.
in a certain kind of sound.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very
She
good.
would
So
be
she
like-
kind of does that. And I
she-
love that she does this because I think it adds, like you said, it adds something to these lines that otherwise would be kind of boring.
Yeah. Like, very good. Very great observation. Just like weird nothing lines.
And yeah, she was like, turn it around and show them where the eyes would be. And then she flips it around and there's the eyes.
I was waiting for a Brave Little Toaster reference, and I never got
What's
it.
a Brave Little Toaster reference?
The Brave Little Toaster.
From what?
It's a cartoon movie that you'd watch as a child, and it was lovely.
Never
and it
saw
filled
it.
your heart with dreams.
Kimberly, did you see it?
I didn't.
I didn't
don't know what
either.
the Brave Little Toaster
Sorry
is.
about
My
it.
favorite line was just, "We left our baby in the tub."
I loved the part where they said, on its way out, it leaves a little bit of glue to sew your pants back up.
Oh yes, pant glue.
Pants glue. At least a little bit of pants glue.
I struggle with these things because when I'm watching it, I'm like, "What?" But then quoting it after, I'm like, "Ah ha ha ha."
That's
ha."
really funny.
So
Yeah.
I found that with Napoleon Dynamite too. I remember like that kind of humor where you're like,
Just why is this
"What?"
happening?
And then if you rewatch it, you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, ha, ha, ha."
They
I
take
don't
some
know.
marination, I think.
Yeah."
This last sketch, the Easter message from Michael Keaton and Portia. We see Keaton as a half weird or half like serial killer type guy
That's
going
what-
through a
okay.
basket of goodies, a la the last time we saw this was Edward Norton on the Halloween episode where he kind of went through different things. So for example, Portia had the baby chick. He called the candy Santa an attention whore. He admitted his the chocolate bunnies for their sexual availability. Allow you to
I'm
put your
glad
penis
you
inside.
said the thing about the serial killer, because I wrote that down because I didn't know if that's what it was meant to be, but I was like, it's weird because it's like this character seems like it's a serial killer. Did they say that at the beginning or something? It's just implied by his really creepy stares.
I think it's implied.
It's
Okay.
implied, yeah.
So everyone got that feeling.
I like the line. Unlike Jesus, it doesn't rise. I thought that
And then he
was
just
and he
stared.
held it.
He held that stare for an unusually long time.
It was so good.
I wrote something interesting that it was like a very forward, and I don't know, I haven't noticed this before in SNL, so I know they do it with fictional products, but the very blatant Cadbury and is it Peeps? What do you guys call them?
Peeps, yeah.
Oh,
Like
advertisement.
there was I don't know if that was just something they can say, but from what I know from working with network television, you can't just say a product. So I wonder, I don't know, it was just like a Kim the Observer being
Possibly.
interesting.
But Peeps are very Easter and they're very easy to tease and
Sure,
make fun
yeah.
with.
and it could have been any there. It's just I remember that
Interesting.
was
I never thought about that.
noted.
I did like the yesterday was Good Friday, but this is the best Friday. That one I laughed out loud.
Jesus won, bread, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I gave up cocaine, almost.
Almost, yeah. one thing that bothered me when I tape SNL on my DVR, it records it as an hour and 31 minutes. Okay, that's the total length. I'm watching the time go along, and this sketch started at about 1:18 or 1:19 on my DVR. When it finished, it was like 1:24 or 1:25, enough time for another sketch to be in there. They cut away and come back, and it's the end. It felt like there was something cut, or like maybe the last sketch that they ended up cutting was too long. It just felt like it was a short episode to me. Did you guys feel like that, or is that just me?
I felt like it was a short episode.
1, 2.
Yeah, I don't know why.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sketches, a cold open and opening monologue. So 10 sketches, Carly Rae Jepsen, and Weekend Update. I don't know if that's normal. I guess I'd have to go back and look, but that seems like short to me.
Weekend Update wasn't especially long. I felt like Weekend Update was pretty long last time.
I know what it is. I remember. I forgot to say this earlier. After the opening monologue, there was no digital short. There was a commercial that looked like a digital short because it was so random. It was the most random commercial I've ever seen, but
Was
it
that
wasn't.
the one with the 3 people?
I don't.
That was very unhelpful.
I don't remember the product. It was like.
She's like, I'm going to no longer speak in third person.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
yeah.
shot funny, and it was a product that I'm like, why is this the first commercial on SNL? I don't know if this was nationwide or not, but it wasn't a digital short. But the commercial was so random
Odd.
that I found myself wondering, wait,
What is
but is it?
Could it be?
Am I sure? It was like, and then it had like a flashing value at the end of like a price. It was so weird.
this
If you guys
how it
remember what it was, tweet me.
Yeah.
Please remind me, because it was. I couldn't stop watching it. I don't really remember what it was for. But
Now,
It's not an SNL commercial.
no.
yeah, it's not. It was a
seen it
real
on
commercial,
Hulu.
but it was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
What
It's
was
been
it?
on a lot.
I'm racking my brain. I can't remember.
Gosh, it was so freaking weird.
If you guys are in the advertising industry, make commercials like this because we will watch
Now
them.
we're talking about it.
Yeah,
And people
yeah,
listen.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember what it is.
I've
So
always thought that advertising people should get together and realize that if someone's advertising pizza, I'm not actually looking at the brand. I'm looking at pizza. And
your
what
pizza.
I end up doing is ordering Eat24 and getting pizza and giving my money to other pizza places and not Domino's. So just so you know, you should all band together and just advertise
The one
general
food product.
pizza.
all right, so next week we have Taraji P. Henson and Mumford and Sons. Taraji P. Henson, obviously part of Empire, which is huge right now,
Need to
so
do
very
that,
timely
yes.
for her. And Mumford, we haven't had them in a while. I love Mumford and Sons.
Yeah.
Are you guys excited about next week?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what my expectations are. I went back because obviously we didn't have SNL in New Zealand. I went back and watched Matthew Perry's impersonation of Michael Keaton from Celebrity Food. Have you guys seen that episode?
No.
It's pretty funny. I went back and I'm trying to do a bit more research so I can add more value to this. He does, if you guys haven't seen it and as something to add on, go back and search that, because after watching this episode of Michael Keaton, Matthew Perry's impersonation of him is so on point. So
Okay.
Who's Matthew Perry?
from Chandler Bing.
Oh, from Friends, not
Yeah.
Matthew Perry.
Yeah.
And what did he do this on?
He did on Celebrity Food on Feud. Celebrity Feud? Is that what it's
Feud.
called? Feud. Sorry, I'm
Celebrity
not from
Food
here.
sounds fun too.
That does sound fun.
Yeah, it's a 1997 episode. And I was looking up impersonations of Michael
Yes.
Keaton. So yeah, that's just
Perfect.
a little tag of something I wanted to share and get you guys to watch
that.
too.
Do you guys think, this is my last question, there was an Empire sketch last episode, and where they mimicked Empire,
Right.
and they did a really good job of covering, like Keaton did, what's his name? The guy who plays the main guy in Empire.
I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched it yet.
We need to watch Empire
We have
before
some
next
catching
week.
up to do.
He
Yeah,
was
we
in
do.
he was in Iron Man. He played the other Iron Man.
Oh, yes.
African
Samuel L.
American.
Jackson.
No, not Samuel L.
great.
Jackson. The other guy who played his backup Iron Man. I want to know this name because this is going to drive me crazy. But Keaton did a perfect impersonation of him. Why can't I remember this name? This is going to drive me nuts. Anyways, I'm excited to see them do this again. Do you think there will be another Empire sketch?
Yes.
I think they'll
Would have
have
to
to.
be.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
will have to be if they're gonna use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
well, that's my last question. Did you find it? Jonathan's got it. He's the man.
Nope,
No,
he
he didn't.
doesn't
That's all
got
right. In the meantime, guys, where can people find you till next week?
Till next week and beyond, hopefully. Unless I change my handles, you can find me at Kim Crossman.
And you can find me at Katie Wilbert.
Also, it's Terrence Howard, Lucius Lyon.
There you
That's
go.
what I was referring to.
Okay.
By the way, I knew I'd come up with it. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Danny Hoyt and on Snapchat at Danny Hoyt47. We will, in the future, for those of you that would like to be involved, we will be periscoping some of our before the episodes and afterwards and during and having fun with it. But thank you so much for joining us. We will see you next time on AfterBuzz. Bye, Mom.
Yes.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Thanks again, Jonathan and Buzz. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.